Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, I'm Sarah. So today we're going to talk about a show on Netflix that you may have heard of. I first heard about it on a show that I watch on TV. It's like a talk show kind of thing. And the show is called, not the talk show, the show I'm talking about today, is called Old Enough. And it is set in Japan. It is about children from the age of 4 to, some of them are 2 years old, some of them are 4 years old, very young children, sent out to do adult-themed errands or tasks by their parents. And when I first saw this show, I was like appalled. I was like, what? You're going to send a child out into the world to do something that they could get hurt, they could get abducted, you know, I mean, like I was just baffled. And as someone who has worked with children for many years in the past, I was just baffled. I mean, I don't have children myself, but I was like, how is that legal? How is it okay? Like, but I've watched some of the episodes and found out that in addition to their parents being involved in it, I mean, the parents don't go with the children. The children go by themselves. But the parents know about it. In addition to the parents being involved, like knowing about it, there are camera crew, there are like, obviously, you know, like when they're going to a grocery store or something, there's like other people in the grocery store, and you know, and they help the children. And oh my gosh, it is so cute. I was saying all the whole time because they're so cute. I mean, you know, it's like seeing like a little, it's like when you see like pictures of like little babies with like suits on. Like, it's so cute to see a child doing something that adults do. The first episode I watched, there's a boy, he was 2 years old, and he was so cute. He had like a bag and like he had this like flag to like you know, flying for like this, you know, for people to see him, like so he could walk across the street. It was so freaking cute. Oh my gosh, it was so adorable. Like, so cute. I mean, the cuteness factor is like overload. Like, if you love watching little kids do things that, like, you know, like adults do, this is your show. Of course, when you're watching this show, you think about your own culture, since not most of us, but I'm American, of course. And so, you know, thinking about American culture versus that, and how, you know, kids used to be able to do whatever they wanted, you know, 50 years ago. Me and my dad watched this show, The Kids Are All Right. It's on Hulu. It was canceled, of course, after like one season. That show talks about how in like the 60s, 70s, and 80s, I think, like, you know, kids were allowed to do whatever they wanted because, you know, like, you know, parents were busy, and, you know, they were allowed to just like run. My dad's always talking about how he was just going around riding his bike all over the place, doing whatever he wanted. And as a 90s baby, I wasn't allowed to do whatever I wanted. I mean, some 90s kids might have been allowed to do whatever they wanted, but I was sheltered a lot. So unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to do whatever I wanted. But I think this could have worked in America in like the 60s and 70s. Like, they, you know, adults could have sent their child to do errands for them. But at the same time, I think because of our society being so, not against discipline, but Asian cultures are typically known for being very strict with their children, very disciplined. And so I don't think it's like a leap to imagine them asking their 2-year-olds and 4-year-olds to do like errands. I mean, to be fair, I still kind of find it weird a little bit, because I would understand it more if they were like almost 10 years old. Like, if they were like between 5 and 10 years old, I would see it more as like, okay, I mean, this makes sense. Like, you know, I get that it is part of their culture over there to ask their children to do adult-themed tasks, cook things. You know, one kid was asked to, the one episode I watched, this one boy was asked to go home and make juice for his like family because they were out doing like chores in the garden. He was one of the only kids I watched who didn't just go straight home and make juice. He like played around outside and he got distracted. I mean, he finally did the task after a while, but he spent hours playing and like not doing the task. And he like ate some sushi, and it was just really funny to like see him do what we as Americans and other cultures perceive as like normal child like behavior, not doing what you're told. But I mean, also it was interesting that even after he was playing around, I mean, I think a lot of kids would have just played around and maybe tried to do the task or just forgotten about it, or done been like, you know, or they would have thought, oh, well, you know, it's been hours since I was told to do this task. You know, it's fine, like, whatever. But, you know, he still did it, so that was very surprising. If we Americans nowadays tried to do this kind of trend, having our little children go out, I don't think it'd be a good idea. I think it would have a lot of consequences. I think a lot of people would be wanting to, like, cancel anyone who would want to send their child out to do an errand. Also, I think because the world is so much different than it used to be. I mean, the world used to be more innocent and less crime, less kidnappings. I mean, you know, kids have gone missing in history for, you know, decades. But I definitely think nowadays kids, even when I see kids on like the side of the street, walking down the side of the street and they're like young kids without adults, I'm like, what is happening? Like, but I think that's partially because, like I said, when I was growing up, I wasn't allowed to do whatever I wanted to do. My childhood was pretty strict. So, but to see it in a different culture, I think maybe it'll inspire American families to try to teach their children more discipline, more responsibility, and maybe this show will show parents that maybe they can allow their children to go out and do more adult things, or at least put more responsibility on their shoulders and trust that it could maybe work out and they could do the task and learn from it. But also some parents would probably see it as, yeah, this world is not safe enough for my 4-year-old daughter to go out and, you know, buy some cabbage or get some cabbage, and, you know, because there was also this one 4-year-old child who was, she was asked to go to the store, and then she was asked to get some cabbage from like the garden, and it took her hours to get the cabbage. Like, she was trying to twist it for hours, and not gonna lie, it was quite, I mean, to be fair, I think most even older kids, or even me, for example, I would have probably gave up after like an hour. And then she was there till dark. And the cutest thing, oh my gosh, she was there till dark. She finally got the cabbage. And then she was walking back home in the dark, and there was then lights turned on. But then it said in the caption that the crew was asked by the mother to put their lights on. So there was car lights, and it was the crew like guiding her home, which was so cute. Oh my gosh, like those little moments. And there was also, I think in the same episode, like when that little girl was leaving to do her errands, she like stopped for a second and she started talking to the cameraman. I don't remember what the conversation was, but I think maybe she was just nervous, I don't know, but it was so cute. Oh, and the episodes are super short, guys. Like, I don't think I saw any of them that were over 20 minutes long. So I really like that about it too. Like, it's not something that you have to commit to for like a half hour or an hour or something like that. Like, it's just cute. And it was just interesting, you know, to see, you know, I've always been interested in other cultures, and I think seeing this culture put so much trust in their little children. I mean, these children aren't even 10 years old. They're not even 5 years old. I mean, most of them are under 5 years old, and that's just, I'm not saying it's like, I mean, I do think that some could still watch the episodes and see it as like child neglect, child abuse, putting a child in danger. It's just interesting to see the difference in culture and just the different, I mean, I don't know, it's just interesting. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I'm doing a giveaway right now for the whole Spider-Man Tom Holland series on Blu-ray, so please enter my giveaway. I think it's gonna go on for another week. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching as always. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. What do you guys think about the show? Are you gonna watch it? Have you watched it? Have you heard of it? What were your initial thoughts? Do you think it's cute? Do you think it's a little too much for other audiences or other countries to watch? Do you think, you know, it's going to give other cultures and countries bad ideas or good ideas? Do you think responsibility is something that children should be given more of? Or is it too early to give a 2-year-old the ability or responsibility to go shopping for food? You be the judge. And those are my thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Click that button to be subscribed to my channel to see more videos from me. There already. And I love you guys. And I hope you have a great day. And yeah, thanks. See you later.